Hey man, good job. You bought the deal. You bought the deal. Again, you made an investment in yourself. That means, you know what that means, right? You believe in your future. You believe in your future. And I do have the answers. I'm telling you, I got the answers. This whole thing is going to be all about proposals, reading plans, giving customers estimates, and I'm going to give you a little, I'm gonna rip on each subject. Like I'm gonna rip on pavers, I'm gonna rip on concrete, grass. I'm gonna explain how I do things. And this whole thing is based on California prices in San Jose. Like I tell you, if you are based in Missouri or Kansas or Alabama or some place where there's not a lot of money or job growth, or the economy's pumping like it is in Cali, then you're probably gonna have to charge less. But I'm giving you a template. You feel me? You feel what I'm putting down? You picking up what I'm throwing down? Pick it up. Read it. I'm gonna give you a template. This is gonna be super, super cool. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you answer the phone. Customer calls, you answer the phone, right? Pretty simple, but you'd be like, wow, Tigran, I paid $200 for that? Yeah, you actually did, because picking up the phone is the most important thing. I'm on top of my game, man. You gotta be on top of your game. If people have to call you and leave a voicemail, you just lowered your chances, all right? If they call you and you pick up on the first, second ring, boom, automatically they have interest. They're like, man, this guy knows his stuff. He's on top of his game. He ain't messing around. He is not messing around. So step number one, answer the phone, okay? Customer calls and says, hey, I have a backyard. I need it done. You're gonna say, what kind of work are you having done? They'll say, pavers, concrete, blah, 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 blah. You're gonna get the square footage. You are always gonna get the square footage. You get the square footage. If they don't know the square footage, you say, okay, I understand. Next, you're gonna ask them, do you have a design? This is the most important part. If it's for simple work, okay, maybe you don't need a design, right? But you ask them, do you have a design? At a stage I am in now, I require a design no matter what. No matter what. Unless it's stupid easy, like just put a 20 by 20 pavers and put like plant 2 bushes. You know what I mean? If it's something stupid easy, I'm not gonna get a design. But if it's something complex, like the jobs I have on YouTube, we need a design, because then confusion happens. It's no good. So you ask them, do you have a design? They say yes, no, whatever they say. You say, great, can you send me over the design? They say yes. You say, great, can you email me the PDF? They say no. You say, all right, first thing what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to get you a design. It doesn't have to be something complex. You can draw it. You can draw it, okay? I recommend doing it on the computer if it's a job over 30,000. If it's a job under 30 grand, if it's a $10,000 job, you could probably get away with it, not doing a design. But I'm telling you, I've made that mistake before, and stuff does not end well. Okay, now for the design. All right, you're gonna tell them a design prevents mistakes in the future. That's why we need a design. They'll understand that because you'll tell them, if we don't have a design, things start popping up. And no one likes surprise costs, okay? You sell them on that, and they'll say, you got it. You're right. No one has ever told me I like surprise costs. They say, I want something fixed. I do not want surprise costs in the future. You get the design. The design is done. You're gonna head to Kinko's, Office Max, UPS store. It doesn't matter where you go. As long as they print a 24 by 36 construction document, which is a plan. You need a plan, a blueprint, 2 by 3. They also print 11 by 24, whatever, it doesn't matter. 9 times out of 10, it's always a 24 by 36. I got the plan, it's in my email. I'm gonna go to Office Max, I'm gonna print it out. That's the first step. You get the deal, right? The customer sends it to you. You go and you print it out. You gotta do this in the first day. right? People send it to you, you cannot wait a day or two to go print it. They send it to you, haul ass, dude. First thing you do, rush over there, beat it up, beat everyone, while everyone is dicking around and say, oh man, I got 2-3 days to send this, I got 2 weeks. Dude, don't mess around. This is not high school. This is not you're not working at Walmart, okay? You got a business to run. You're a businessman. I'm a businessman, and so are you. You bought this thing. So you go in there and you say, hey, what's your email address? I want to send you a plan, a blueprint, 24 by 36. And they'll say, okay, there's the email. So you'll put your PDF, you attach it, you send it to them, it'll come to them, and you wait. They print it, so we print it out. Now we got the plan, we got it rolled up, we got it printed out. Now we're at the house. Now it's game time, man. No distractions, it's time to work. Listen, this is still on the first day you received the design. Alright, this is still the first day. I came home, showered, I ate a little bit. Now it's game time. We gonna figure this thing out. I'm gonna show you how I do it. You gonna learn from this. It's gonna be good, man. So if you have any distractions, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your girlfriend, tell your dog that it's time for business. It's time to make some money. So close your door, man, and let's get to work. Now we got the plan. It's time to investigate, see what we're working with. First things first, you always start from the top. Start it from the top and go to the bottom. Just like Drake said. First thing you see right here, first thing you see is a key. We got our plant list, right? This is very easy to understand. It's going to be super simple. Number one, the key. We have T1, T2, S1, S2, S3, and so on, as you see, right? So, for example, let's take S1, Hydrangea macrophylla. The size represents the gallon size for the plant. So this is a 5 gallon, okay? And over here it says quantity. It tells you how many plants we have in the whole design for S1. Simple, okay? So look, you take S1 right here, right? And you go to the map and you find S1. There's one right here. Boom, booyah. Got it, man. S1 goes right here. Now there's 2 more on the map. We're not going to worry about that though, because we're just investigating and finding out what the design is. Now we go to the notes. Okay, the notes are very simple. The designer lists out some notes that the designer and the homeowner discussed over the period of time when the design was being created. Simple, nothing crazy. It goes over planting, notes, soil prep, paver area, planters. Like, it's easy, right? We're not gonna have to read all this, but every single time you get one of these, make sure you read every single word very carefully, understand everything that it says in the design. Now here is more notes. Tells you about the block walls, the shed, the fence, the gates, the counter of the barbecue, the kitchen, miscellaneous notes, lights, okay? In this particular case, the homeowner did not want to use these lights because they're expensive, so he wanted to go a cheaper alternative. And I said, okay, let's go with the cheaper alternative. Don't matter to me because I get the same amount for install anyway. Now we go down here, okay? You really got to look at this and understand it. First things first, you got to find out the scale. And I know for this one, it's 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. You'll always see it on the design. It'll be laid out. It'll say 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. Very easy to understand. Now it's time to look at the design. See what it means. when I first started, I used to get always very confused, and I used to get kind of overwhelmed, because when you look at this, you're like, man, what does all this mean? You know what I mean? So it looks a little crazy, looks like a little hectic, but when you break it down and you understand everything, it's all good. Now, when I was talking to the homeowner, I know that this whole side section is going to be all concrete. So there's going to be no plants. The shed is going to be in later. We're not doing that. We're just going to concrete this whole thing. We're going to do a gate right here. And that's it. Right? So we can disregard all this. It's going to be all concrete. Here, there's a gate. Right here. It says add gate, add fence, 6 foot, redwood, 5 foot solid board with lattice top, 1 foot. Cool. Got it. We go down. We see over here that there's a gate that opens up. And then we roll out into a step. And then after the step, you're at the level of the entire backyard paver area. Okay? You come on here and there's going to be a barbecue kitchen. Pretty simple. Nothing crazy. We don't need to get overwhelmed with the details of the kitchen, how we're going to do this, what are we going to put, what's it going to cost. You don't need to know that. First, we have to understand how the design is laid out. Then we'll start figuring out prices. So here we got a grill. And this grill has a light. It's got a fridge, a sink. Here it's got cantilevered counters. So it's like a little armrest when you're sitting down on the bar stools. Simple. Now let's stroll down here. Over here we see we got a low block wall. See right here it says low block wall, 12 inches, 14 inches high. Right here. Nice. Okay. The block wall is going to be made from leadstone veneer. And it's going to go all down the side. This is going to be the plant area. And these are going to be the pavers. Done. Here we got leadstone and stone caps for planters. Also cylinder block core walls. So that's what it's going to be made out of. Cylinder block core walls. It's going to look kind of like this. This is the fire pit example. The fire pit will be the same exact stone as the block wall. Easy, right? That's what the designer calls for. I'll show you what I did and how I got the customer to not do that, because it's easier to buy it than build it. Now, here we see this little platform, which is the raised paver patio where the fireplace is. It's got 2 post lights and it's got a border of pavers going around. Here it says it's going to be up 6 inches than the level of the entire patio. See what I'm saying? So this area is going to be 6 inches down than this area. So it's going to be a step here and you're going to step up 6 inches to the raised paver patio area. Simple. They're probably gonna have some chairs, some fire pit, an umbrella maybe, get some drinks going. This is gonna be the barbecue area. You make the drinks here and then you roll out and you enjoy your view. Cool. Now let's go to the right. This is the planter area. Simple planter area. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. We got the pavers all up in here. We got a bunch of pavers, a lot of borders. Okay, a lot of border area. And here we have a seat wall, 20 inches high, with a citrus tree in the middle of it. Nice. And over here we got these masonry lights. So we got lights all up in here. Boom, boom. And then we actually threw in a bunch of lights on the side wall just to light up the backyard. Now we roll in here and we got more lights here, more lights here. These are deck lights. This is an existing deck. We're not doing nothing with the deck. The deck is staying the way it is. And we're gonna put in a bunch of grass, which is not that big of an area. It looks like 500 square feet. Okay. It's gonna have the plants. We already know how the plants work. That's gonna be an easy thing to do. We got P2, P1, T1, all that stuff. Here we got a bench, swing, and glider. We're gonna find out what that is later. We don't have to worry about that now. We got little stepping stones right here. This is gonna be where the valves are, over here. And we got stepping stones here as well, with some new post lights on the gate. That's it, man. All right. Now we zoom out, and then we go over here, and we're gonna find out what the gate looks like. This is gonna be a gate. All right. New gates have an improved design and cross bracing. Done. 4-foot wide gate. Gives you a little example. Not the best example, but it gives you something. And we have a fence. A brand new fence. This whole entire property is going to have a brand new fence. We're going to have to figure out the linear feet of each item and square feet of each item when we start breaking down into numbers and figuring out what the dimensions are, so we can get a quote going. But now we know what we're doing. We broke down the design. We figured out what goes where. We got a little familiar with it. It's not so overwhelming now because we know how to read it. Now for the ruler part, it's very important not to have a ruler that's stiff, like a wooden ruler, a metal ruler. It doesn't work because you can't really bend the ruler around. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna print out a printable ruler. I know, crazy. This thing blew my mind. I'm like, man, why didn't I ever think of that? A printable ruler, no shit. So this thing bends around objects, right? In the design, whatever is curvy, we can roll with it. Not a big deal. So you're gonna want to get this. The website is called printablerulers.com, and you're gonna want to look at the scale that's on the design. If the scale is 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. 1 inch equals 1 foot. Cool. You just Google it. Printable rulers, 1/4 inch, and this pops up. Okay, you see that? 12 inches by 1/4 inch. So you go ahead and you print this deal out like that. Once it prints, we have a ruler. See? Simple. You just got to cut this thing out, and then we'll go from there. Alright, now that we got our ruler, we're good to go. So this particular design is 1/4 of an inch on the ruler equals 1 foot in real life. You get what I'm saying? I'll say it again. 1/4 of an inch equals 1 foot in real life. So to make it easy, man, just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get what I'm saying? And then we just do it like this. 8, 12, 16, 20. You feel what I'm putting down? Are you understanding this? It's pretty simple. So an inch, look, 1 inch equals 1 foot. See that? 1 inch equals 1 foot. So this lady marked out these boxes and equals 1 foot. Pretty simple. But this is the most important part, because when you're going to need to bend around a deal like this, bend around the perimeter to find out how much we got, we can do that. You get it? Cool. Now that we understand how to do that, that is literally the most important part. Measuring. If your measurements are off, guess what? Guess Guess who's screwed, man? You. Now, we ain't trying to do that. We're trying to make some money. Trying to make some paper, dog. We have to measure very, very carefully. So we're going to start with up top, right? So you're definitely going to want to mark out everything in the ruler. Okay? 24, 40. Okay. We marked out everything, right? Alright, so first things first. We got to measure the paver area. Okay? Now, over here, you're going to see that the ruler is at the 0. And it goes all the way to 32. Right there. And then we do this. We measure the length times the width. And the width is 30. So right here, I wrote 32 by 30. Alright, now we know the whole square footage of this deal. We migrate over here. We start from here and we go all the way to here. Okay? That's going to be 26 by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to cut it off right there. Feel what I'm putting down? This is pretty simple. We'll take this and we'll go 16 by 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 16. So now we have the square footage of the pavers. What you're going to want to do is get a piece of paper. Okay? And you write pavers. 26 by 7. 16 by 5. And then what you do is you get the big boy, 32 by 30. And then you can be like, well, Tigran, hold on a second, bro. What about the square footage of this? Right? How come you measured this? This is not all pavers. Some of this is plants. Yeah, I hear you. I understand. However, we're going to have some waste. You should definitely measure this and still charge for everything pavers. Now this little section right here, this is raised 6 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to charge this deal different. So we go from 0 to 17, 17 and a half, so 18. So we go 18 by 18. Then you write down here 18 by 18. It's raised 6 inches. Now this is it, right? Pavers, done. Okay? Concrete. This is how I simplify things. Now it's time to measure the concrete, boys and girls. So look, man, you just go here, dog. You put the 0 all the way up top, all the way down here. So we got 46 by, what do we got? 46 by 10. So you just write down here, 46 by 10. That's it. Concrete is done. See how easy that is? Alright. Now we're going to go with the biggest things first. Like, we're going to do all the hardscaping, and then we'll get to all the little shit like the plants and lawn. All we're doing right now is getting measurements. We're not doing any of the math on how much to charge. So we have, check it out here. Over here, this is going to be a straight wall. So we're going to get measurements of that. We write down on our sheet, wall. Okay? We take our little ruler and we go boom right here. So the wall, linear feet, 36, 37, 38 feet. Okay? We got another wall right here. This is also made out of concrete. This is why we use a bendable ruler. So we got 16, 17, 18, right? But what we're going to do with this, we're going to write 20. Okay, wall, and then you put planter, 20 feet. That's it. This is all I do. I'm literally showing you exactly what I do. Okay, 20 feet. Alright, now everything with the wall is done. See what I'm saying? You feel what I'm throwing down? Done. All the hardscaping, finished. Okay? Now, we go to the lawn. The lawn is super easy. With lawns, measure in squares. Don't be stingy. 24. I'm going to do 26 by 18. So what is 26 by 18? We're just going to put it in here, dog. Little doggies. 468. But since it's not a square, we're just going to round it down to 450. You'd be like, oh, it's not actually 450. I know that. I need to make money. Okay? I know that. 450. It might be 400 square feet. Probably is, but we're going to charge for 450. Lawn, done. Okay? Now I'm just telling you what I'm doing, man. You might not agree with this, but that's okay. Right? You have your own deal. You can do your own deal. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So, now we do the fence. Now the fence is easy. We're going to separate the fence from left side, left neighbor, to back neighbor. That's it. Just like that. So the left side, we're going to measure. This is what we do, babe. It's bae. This is what we do. I'll show you what to do for gates too. Put it up there and you measure. So we have 48 plus 40. So we have 88 linear feet. And you put it right there. 88 linear feet. The backyard. The backyard. Gonna put it marked here, 48, and then keep going, 48 plus another 28. So we have 48 plus 48 plus 28. We have 124 linear feet. You're probably like, man, why'd you do the math on that? Couldn't you just add? Yes, but I'm telling you, dude, I've had mistakes where I do the math in my head, and I'm good at math too. And some of the simplest math I made a mistake on. The calculator, this boy right here, does not make a mistake. Always use a calculator, even for the simplest of math. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. We're talking about money here. We're not talking about you doing a math contest and winning if you get the right answer. We're talking about money. Don't be a dumb man. Use a calculator. Okay. Now, we migrate. Okay, now we go to here. Now we're doing the fence. Okay? So we have 20-foot fence plus another 4. 24 feet. Now, and then we come here and we write down gates. Okay? We have 2 gates and they're both specialty gates. Gates we got, it's a 4-foot gate. Okay? And the other one's also a 4-foot gate. 8 feet of gate. And then, also over here, we have 10 foot. We have a 10-foot side area with a gate connects to the house, connects to the existing fence. So 10 feet minus 4 is 6. So this thing is actually not 24, it's actually 30. I'm just going to add that to the front section. See what I'm saying there? See what I'm doing? Okay? Math is done. Alright? Now, we move to the plants. We move to the plants. Not a big deal. Plants are super easy. Okay? You don't need to worry about the placement of these plants at all. You don't need to worry about any of that. So now we're at the plants. Now we're at the plant section. All we got to do is find out how many 1 gallon, 5 gallon, and flats we got. So we got 1 gallon. So for 1 gallons, we have, and for 5 gallons, we got that. 15 gallons, nothing. Flats. You see this? This is all we got to do. Now, for 5 gallons, we got 1, 2, 5, 11, 13, 16, 21, 22, plus 4, 25. So we got 25 5 gallons. 4, 6, 10, 20, 21, 23, 31, 35, 41. 41. Flats, we got 4 flats. Easy. Alright, boom. Don't worry about the names. No one gives a shit about the names. And then we draw the shape of the barbecue. Boom. See that? Done. Now this is 9 feet. This is 3 feet. How do you know that? Because I measured. See, look at that. 9 by 3. Alright. And now this area. You're going to want to measure the whole thing. The whole thing. Okay. 8, 9, 10. So 10 by 3. That's it. That's all we need. We got our pavers, our concrete, our wall, our lawn, fence, our plants, and the barbecue. Now it's time to take this and go to the computer, because we're not going to give the customer that. Finally, we're getting into the actual computer work. How do we type everything out? So look, I made it really easy. I sent you, with your video that you bought, I sent you a folder with a bunch of files in it. Okay, there's going to be 4 files, and there's going to be these 2. This is the paper for when I bought all the parts for the grill. But this is later, but just make sure that you know where this is. Don't lose this, man. This is where the money's at, right here. So what I do is I give you the exact template that I use, all right? And what your job is right now is to follow along. So in your Google Drive, you're going to open this one and follow along. This is estimate number 1. This is what we're going to write. So you got to literally follow along and understand exactly what I'm doing. Have everything ready. Okay? Just remember, you have this folder. You got a bunch of gold in here, man. Use it. And I also give you the plan. You just got to download it and pop it open. See? Now you have the plan too. So use this folder. All right. Now it's time. Now it's time to put it on paper. And guess what? For all you people that are doing lawn care and you're walking around with these little pieces of paper and you're trying to put $10,000 job on a piece of paper with a few notes and description, and you're walking around with an Excel spreadsheet, filling stuff with a pen and paper. Guess what, dog? That's not that professional, is it? The real pros type everything out. Now you have to understand, this is not 1920 anymore, my brother and sister. This is 2017. It's October right now. and everything is done on the computer. And your proposals better be done on the computer, otherwise we're going to have some problems, man. You're not going to be closing $120,000, $150,000 deals on a piece of paper that you just wrote up in your truck. You got to be professional. Imagine if you had 120 grand. No matter how good the landscaper was, you would not hire him if he just wrote out some things on a piece of paper for you. So let's be professional. This is what I'm here for. I'm going to show you what I do. And literally, I'm about to save you so much time, pain, and money. That's right. I'm going to save you money. You know how I'm going to save you money? Because I'm going to make you money. This is how I do proposals. Everything is done on a Google Drive folder. Okay? I create one right here. This is one that I created. We're going to call our customer Johnny Boy. And we're going to put him at 2222 South Street. Now I'm just making this up just so you understand how I did this exact proposal for the kitchen. For this little barbecue and paver area that is beautiful. We're calling this job the kitchen. So where's Johnny Boy located? Just like that. See? Easy. Right? Always started out like that. Now, what I'm going to give you, you're going to love me for this. I'm basically giving you a template. A template of everything that I've done. This is exactly how I sell these jobs. See? Mulch, sod, planting, drip, lighting, retaining walls, artificial turf, stabilized DG, fence, redwood fence, small black fence, 3 foot decorative fence. There you go. Just added that in. Pressure treated deck. The list goes on. Pergola, flagstone, Roman stones, drainage. Okay, like I'm giving you this. All right, I'm giving you this. Like, come on, man. That's some gold right there, huh? Now, what we do, in order to be real professional, we always start with a header. Always start with a header. It makes it look like an actual contract, not some half-ass thing that Billy did down the street. Okay, we do that, and then we go to the footer. Now you're going to put all your information in here because this is going to be your project. But I'm just doing mine just to show you exactly how I do it because it's easier like that, you know? So look, we have our header, we have our name, our street address, and the town and zip code where our customer is located. Okay? That's how we start. Real easy, real simple. Now, what does our piece of paper say? Our piece of paper says we have a bunch of pavers. So first thing we do is we get the intro rolling, right? Boom, right there. And I know we have some concrete, so I'm just going to highlight that. And I'm going to drop it in here. See how I did that? Just copied and pasted it. Deer. And you just fill this out. You're going to get the same exact thing. Do it like I'm doing it, okay? I'm just showing you a model. All right? Model this. Figure it out. Start making some money. And then go out and create your own thing. And then if your own thing works, shoot me back with some info. Say, hey, man, I loved your deal that you did about contracts and proposals, but I found something a little bit better that might help you. And I'll say, come on, dog, hit me with it. So look, we got our name, address, city, zip code, state, done. We have our intro, Dear Johnny.
Thank you for the opportunity to submit the following quotation. Listed below is a complete breakdown of the scope of work. Scope of work. Okay, we have the preparation. Removal of lawn, pave surfaces, excavate soil that is not needed, haul away and dispose all materials. And then we're also going to put in here, because we're demoing a fence. Demo fence boom. Okay. And remove all concrete. Done. See, the prep work is done. Now for this one, I know from looking at it, there's not that much concrete to demo, but there is a lot of trees, a lot of shrubs, and there's going to be a lot of dirt. We're going to price this out at $2,500 for the demo. Okay? Done. For the pavers, what do we have here? Excavate 8 inches, fill with 4 inches of base rock. If you live in Mississippi or if you live in Canada, you might have to do more excavating than we do in California. We don't have snow and ice and frost, so you got to take that into consideration. Here in Cali, we only do 8. If you live in Minnesota, you probably need to do 10 or 12. You figure that out. Okay. Fill with 4 inches of base rock, and I put on here border of pavers will be installed in concrete. Make sure this is included in other proposals. I put this in here in bold because sometimes other contractors, they'll say they'll do something and they'll charge someone $15 a square foot, and after it's done, they just have a bunch of pieces of wood as borders, and in about a year and a half, 2 years, those pieces of wood are going to start popping up, and you're going to have a mess. So I actually used to do that until I was like, dude, this is a liability, and I banned it from my company. I said, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to take the time and always put the pavers in concrete. So, and I put sleeves will be installed under pavers for ease of access in the future for irrigation or lighting. If you want to put in some stuff later, compact base rock, spread 2 inches of sand, align pavers. The list goes on and on and on. Okay. Here is the money maker right here. This is what saved my ass hundreds of times. I'm not even joking. This one sentence: if more pavers are added, square feet will be measured and multiplied by the amount charged below. Now, this exact thing I'm going to go over later on, but this is one of the most important things that'll save you, because at the end of the job, when you only quoted for 500 and somehow you got 550 or 600 or 450, you have to be ethical. If you have 450 and you got to charge them 450, don't be stingy, you know. And over here we listed dimensions. Okay, super simple. We had a 26 by 7. Okay, we put a comma. 16 by 5, comma. 32 by 30. Just like that. These are all the dimensions. These are also going to save you later on, because if the customer changes stuff around on you, which most of the time they do, you say, hey, this is what we signed. And dude, 99% of the time, the customers are not going to be out there to screw you and to steal your labor and materials. However, better safe than sorry. So what do we do here? We multiply 26 by 7, 16 by 6, 32 by 30. So we have 1,238 square feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call it even at 1,240 square feet times 20. That's what I would do normally. Okay, but since we have 1,240 square feet, I'm going to charge the customer $18.60. So now we got 23,064. Literally, we take this number and we throw it up here. This makes everything a lot more clear, by the way. Boom. Just like that. See? Now you know what everything costs. Everything's very clear. This is the most important part. You have to be clear, very legible. Preparation, 2,500. Pavers, 23 grand. Boom. Done. Now we move on to the concrete. At the concrete section, what do we got so far? What do we got so far? We have concrete listed there. We got some regular, nothing crazy descriptions. Frame for concrete, install base rock rebar, concrete into mold, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Now, I know that we measured 46 by 10. However, after doing this job, the customer had me do 50 by 10, so it's 500 square feet. And on this one, I charged them $10 a square foot. Okay? However, we did add color and decomposed granite on the edges of the concrete by the fence, so it'll all be a hard surface, so there won't be any dirt or mulch. So the color for that is 500 and the DG is 800. So we just put decomposed granite plus 800. Right there. Boom. Done. Okay. So now what I do is I go on my sheet and I just cross off pavers, cross off concrete. Now we are at the retaining wall. So we go back to our template. We go down, 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 and we find retaining wall right here. Boom. We take that. Bring it in here. Now, this is not really a retaining wall. This is actually a seating wall. So we're going to change that around. Wall will be 24 inches high. It'll be a total of 38 plus 20, 58 linear feet. See how I do it there? 58 linear feet. So we actually have 58 times 2. I'll do the calculator, dude. For something like this, I knew the answer is 116, but I still do the calculator because you cannot afford to make a mistake because you think you're a know-it-all. So 58 times 2 is 116. So that's 116 square feet times $50 a foot. 5,800 for the seating wall. Okay, base will be 6 inches thick. Sand will be installed. We're going to put 2 rows of blocks will be stacked. It's not going to be a running bond. Now, finish cap. I know that they wanted a special finish cap. It was called California Gold. California Gold Bullnose. Okay. This one is going to be plus 1,000. I already did the math on this one. You find out how much the bullnose is per each piece. Okay? And we have 58 feet. So each piece is 2 feet long. So we need 29 pieces. So I actually bought 32 pieces just because, and they're around $30 a piece. So you charge 1,000. Boom. This is finished. 6,800. See that? Done. We go to our sheet. We cross out the wall. Now you're probably sitting there like, man, how in the F did you get $6,800 for the seating wall? I'll tell you how right now. Pretty easy. Okay, look. We have a 2-foot high wall. Okay?
2 feet, 58 feet long. You take 58 times 2. How many square feet you got? 116. How much are we charging per square foot? $50 a square foot with labor, with materials, with mortar, with thin set, with concrete, with all that. Okay, with cinder blocks, everything. All right, how do we figure that out? Each panel is around $7. So we're going to round it up to 10 with tax, delivery, all that weird stuff. Okay, we're going to make this easy. $10 a panel. Okay? Now you go online and you figure out what kind of panel that the customer wants. In this case, they wanted a panel called Smokestack. It's made by SUI, Stone Universe. You can Google it. If you got one by you, great. If you don't have anything, get something that's called Ledgestone and show them a catalog. Remember, you're a salesman, saleswoman. All the same, man, woman. You need to sell. You need to make some money. That's what your job is. We have the cinder blocks and all the mortar. I'm going to estimate $5 a square foot. We got $15 a square foot. With labor, it's going to be $30 a square foot. I'm making $20 a square foot off of this deal. So I'm shooting for above $2,000. You feeling me? Above $2,000. And that's it. This wall's going to take about a day and a half, 2 days max to do. Max. It's only 58 feet. It's not that big. Not that big at all.
Now the next thing is, when we have to do everything in order, the next thing is planting. Okay, pretty simple. And after the planting will be drip irrigation. And after the drip irrigation will be the mulch. Can you keep up with what I'm doing? Can you keep up with what I'm doing? Everything is in steps. For the plants, we had 41 1-gallon plants, and they are $35 a pop. Okay? Do the math on your calculator. Boom. $1,435. 5-gallon plants. How many we had? 25 5-gallon plants. 25 times 75. 1875. Okay. 15-gallon plants? 0. Nothing. Flats? We have to add flats in. Flats. We had 4 flats. And they are gonna charge them $40 a flat, $160, which is nothing. Right here is a really good one. Organic planter mix delivered 2 yards, $200. Most of the time I only get 1 yard. Okay, but and a yard of planters mix is like $50, but I still gotta make money on it. Okay. And then you put on here just to cover your butt. If more plants are needed, most of the time they are, because they look at it and they're like, oh, I want a plant there. Plant will be purchased and amount and dollar amount will right there. Saves your butt. Always got to protect your ass, man. You got to look out. So look, we got 1875 plus 1435 plus 160 plus 200. Boom, $3,667. Is this making sense? Because I'm doing it so easy. I hope it makes sense. Actually, I know it makes sense because I ain't that smart, man. I'm not that smart. I just like to make sense of everything. You know, if everything makes sense, I'm in it. This is drip irrigation only. Okay, in California, I charge $600 a valve for drip. I'm gonna do 3 valves, all separate. Okay, for the flats, I'm gonna connect those with the trees because trees require more water, and these little plants will require more water because they will be under sun all the time. We're going to have 3 valves. Put 3 valves right there. I made it easy as possible. And we're going to add a Wi-Fi controller. Add Wi-Fi controller. Plus 400. 3 times 600. Use the calculator. Plus 400. $2,200. $2,200. Booyah. We got the concrete. We got the seating wall. We got the plants figured out. We got the drip irrigation done. Okay. Mulch. Mulch. Mulch, you're really going to have to eyeball it and overestimate. Okay. For this one, it wasn't that much mulch because the planting areas were pretty small. So, and they wanted bark. In California, it's called fir bark. And I estimated 9 yards, okay, with weed block, 3 inches thick. Very important. This mulch is $60. Okay, so we're going to do 9 times 70 to round it up. 630 is my cost. With the weed block, it's going to be $1,000 my cost. Okay? I'm going to charge them $2,300. Booyah. The lawn is 450 square feet. 450. I charged him $5 a square foot. New PVC pipes, all that stuff. Go back to the calculator, times 5. 2250, dog. Boom. See what I'm saying, dude? It's got the sod details, the actual blend, Delta 9010. We got everything done. We got the sod, the mulch, the drip, the concrete, the pavers, the demolition. What are we missing? In the design right here, it calls for a little gate. And this is actually going to be a 3-foot privacy metal gate, only to keep the dog inside the little dog run. That's it. So it's just got to have a little gate on here that latches onto the wall. It's about 10 feet. Because remember, this whole thing is 10 feet. So what do? I'll tell you what we do. We go to our template and we copy this. Go back here and we add that. So this is actually going to be 10 linear feet. If it's the one from Home Depot, which there's going to be a link here, don't charge $35 a foot. I did on this one and I kind of messed up. I should have charged him $50 a foot. Alright, so this one would be actually $500, but I did charge him $35 just a linear foot, so it is $350. Not a big deal though. It's just a lot of labor on this. That's what you gotta remember. I didn't make anything. I actually probably lost maybe $100 on this one. And we're gonna go back to the template. We're missing one other thing, and you know what it is. Bling bling. It's the lights, dog. The lights, man. So here I have the Sunbow lights, attached transformer to home. You got 25 lights, 1 transformer. So for this, I would charge him $2,850. That's what I originally charged him. However, that's not how it went. We ended up adding a ton of lights. We 4x'd it. It ended up being 112 lights. And a specialty transformer that was $400. And it wasn't 250 linear feet. It was more like 1,200 linear feet of 12-2 wire. So on this one, the total was 11,600. However, some of them were easy to install, so I just charged them an even 10 grand. But you should always put in here, if you're gonna do the lights that I'm showing you on here. Always put in here, each light is $100 to install. That will save your butt. Now I'm gonna put it in your template, man. Boom. But they have to be the Home Depot lights. So you get these lights right here. These are the ones. I put a link inside your template right here. So you click on those. You just gotta find lights that are around 20, 30 bucks a piece, like these ones. Right? There's 8 of them. After tax, it's around $1.50. And there you go. Boom. They're around 20 bucks a piece. You get this pack, and then you get the wire. The wire is $100 for a 250-foot roll. Everything adds up. So I make sure that you get profit here, dog. Right now, I should be making $5,000 on this. You know what I mean? And you're probably like, well, that's a lot on lights to make money. I'm like, well, not really. Not really. That's not a lot. I should be making more. But I'm making, like, we're doing scale right now. I made money on this, not on this. Made money on this, definitely half. At least $1,250 I made. Made $1,300 on this one. Made $1,200 on that one. This one I made at least half, 50% for sure. $1,800 on that. $2,000 on that. You know, it goes on and on and on and on, right? So you make a little bit off of one, and at the end of it, you're like, oh man, I made $25,000. That's decent. What are we missing? I'll tell you what we're missing. The fence. The fence would go up after the pavers and after the concrete. All right. So we're going to put it right before seating wall and right after concrete. Just like that. We're going to go to our template, copy this, paste it to the customer. Customer Johnny Boy. Now this is a redwood fence. So we will specify removal, disposal, demolition, 4x4 posts, installation of 8x6 panel with 1 foot lattice. This is what the design calls for. All right. Kickboard will be installed. Fine. Great. We're going to break it down by the fence where the neighbor shares with the other neighbor. So when they want to split, he just goes up to them and shows them, hey, this is what the fence costs. Can you give me 50%? Dog. So left neighbor. See that? 88 linear feet. Gotta learn to spell. Times $50 a foot equals 4,400. Back, fence, and front. Now I'm doing this. I'm adding them together because he doesn't share these with anybody else. It's just him. So we have 124 feet plus 30. We have 154 linear feet times $50, which gives us 7,700. He also wanted 2 pressure treated 6x6 posts for gate entrance. You gotta specify everything. They're about $150 each. I already know because I looked up the prices. So I'm gonna charge them $400 for installation and all that delivery. You gotta respect your time. Remember that. Who else is gonna go get these? You are. Now, for the gates, he wanted specialty gates with a different kind of redwood, and it had to be smooth. So these are smooth 1x8s. So I've built these before. It's about 3 times more expensive for the wood. So a normal gate will cost around $200 to build. This one's going to cost around $500-600. So we're going to charge them $800 to do the gate. Boom. That's it. If any extras are after that, they can be there. Why are you protected? Because you have written everything that is supposed to be in the contract. Okay? You put how many linear feet? Man, autocorrect, huh? Look at that. Caught that. You put how many linear feet. So what I do at the end of it, at the end of the fence job, you go in and you measure and you edit this. If this one was 80 linear feet, you do it. If this one was 164, you do it. Not a big deal. This saves your butt because you have all the measurements. So now all we got to do is add up 4,400 plus 7,700 plus 400 plus 800. So it's a $13,000 fence. 13,300. Okay. Kaboom. How you like me now? Fence is done. So now we go to our list and we cross it off. Of course, the thing that you have been waiting for. How did you build a barbecue? How did I build a barbecue? That's what we're about to go over right now. All right. Now we're at the section you've been waiting for. You're like, Tigran, how in the F? Where do I even start? What do I use? Who do I talk to? Who do I listen to? Guess what, dog? You're listening to the right person, man. Because I figured it out, especially on this job. Like, I've done one before this one, but after this one, man, I got this. I got this real good. So I'm going to pass on the knowledge. And by the way, this whole video I'm making is after the fact that I finished. After everything is done, after I got paid, because your boy always gets paid. And now I know exactly what I'm doing. And I'll tell you what I messed up on. So, here, I'll always put in this, not included in yes. Boom. So you go here and you copy this. You go to Johnny Boy, you paste it. That's the first step, okay? Then, second step. How do I build this thing? Pretty simple. I use a product called El Dorado. You probably have a dealer somewhere near your town. Just Google El Dorado dealer near your zip code. You'll figure it out. Pretty simple. It's like this. They're blocks, and you take them and you literally fasten them together. There's like little bolts and nuts that come along, and you just slap them together. It's so good. And then you take this and you do custom cutouts for each accessory. Grills, burners, fridges, everything. These little boxes, they're all blocks. And you got to put them together to form this. So I'm going to show you how to do it. First, you got to build this. You always got to have a plan, man. You got to have a plan. If your company doesn't have a plan, then you're screwed. If you don't have a plan for building, then you're screwed. If you don't have a plan for pavers, then you're screwed. You always got to have a plan. Right? Simple. I'm telling you, this is the best way to go. These other companies, they make these things out of concrete and they form them. Bro, it's too much work. Just pay the money. Like, this costs more material, but it saves on labor. I'm telling you, it saves on labor. So, next thing we do is we got to find out our dimensions of the barbecue. Now, on the plan, okay, on the plan, the barbecue calls for a 10 by 9. Okay, so 10 feet this way, 9 feet this way. Now, me doing the job already and finishing it, I know that this right here is 10 feet, but this, however, cannot be 9 feet. It's actually 7.5. So now that I know that, we're going to figure it out. We're going to do really well. So next thing we got to do is we got to go to a builder tool. And this is how you're going to sell the project to the customer. You're literally going to do a printout of this, and you're going to go to them and say, hey, this is what we came up with. What do you think? So you go to eldoradostone.com/outdoor/tool/ bunch of slashes. We push new. We put the paver, and then you're going to go up here. You're going to push edit. Floor size. We want a nice big canvas to work with, so just make it 46 by 42. Done. Okay? Booyah. Now, you see this part? This is where the designer is incorrect. So what we ended up doing is we moved this grill all the way to here. Okay? And then we put the burner right here. And then we put the sink here and the fridge here. So we had to switch it up a little bit. This is why you got to go to the homeowner, sit down with them, and bring this illustration and map it out. This is the mistake I made. I didn't do that. I did it after the fact, where I kind of screwed myself a little bit. But don't matter, because man, did I learn on this one. Like, I can build you a kitchen now, and I know exactly how much to charge. I know exactly what to do, exactly what to order. Everything's good. So we got to do first, we got to go here, and you're going to go to this section right here, cabinets. Okay, we want straight linear cabinets. Now, because this is a 36-inch grill, if it was a 24-inch grill or a 30-inch grill, you could use a smaller cabinet. But it's a 36-inch grill, and 36-inch grills only fit in big cabinets. So we throw one of those in. All right. Now you go to your calculator and you put in 48. And you go plus. You throw in a 36. Just like that. After the 36, you go to the calculator, put 36. So now we have 84. Now we have 84 inches. We click on this little thing right here. We're going to go to cabinets, 90-degree corner cabinets. Click on that, pop it in here, and we go here and we got to rotate. Those dots got to line up. Just like that. Oh, a little bit more. Just like that. See that? See how money that is? After that's lined up, we are going to have backsplashes. Just like that. Boom. See what I'm saying? This is a raised backsplash, so we have that in. Go back, and we go to straight linear. So look, right now we have a 40, we got a 48, okay, we got a 48, a 36, and a 30, which equals out to 114. We're looking for 120 inches. However, we have the stone on the sides, which is 3 inches, 3 inches. So boom, right there we got your 120-inch cabinet. Now we need this to be 7.5 feet. We already installed the backsplash. It's all good. Now, you ready for this one? We have 7.5 feet times 12. We got to find out the inches. So it's 90 inches. Minus a 30. So we have 60 inches to play with. First thing we're going to do, for the refrigerator, we need a 36-inch, and the fridge is all the way to the right. So what we're going to do is we're going to plop in a 24, rotate this bad boy. We're going to take a 36, rotate, install. Take these backsplashes, install. We got to flip it. There you go. Boom. There you go. We're good. Now we're just going to double check the math. We got 36 inches plus 24 inches plus 30 inches. Comes out to exactly 90 inches. See how nice that is, man? Wow. Like, come on. Look at this. This is some good stuff right here. We go to appliances. Now, what do we know? The first thing we know is we have a 36-inch grill. We take the grill, put it right in there. Boom. We have a side burner built in. So the reason this program got rid of the backsplashes in the back is because it probably doesn't allow it in the program, but in real life there was plenty of room, like a lot. So we actually threw the backsplashes in here as well. Not a big deal. We'll just work it like this. But we know in real life for sure there was room. So the single side burner goes there. Now, what goes here? We got underneath the grill is a double door. Boom. Got a double door there. There's no door here. However, if it lets us do it, we got a double drawer system here. Oh, it does. There you go. Got a double drawer system. The layout is a little bit different in real life, but this is close. This is gonna get you to what you need to order. And then let's go down. We got, what else we got? We got a sink for sure. Sink goes here. Boom. There goes the sink. Now we need a refrigerator. Boom. Right there. Money. Then we go to stone and brick. Whatever you want. Pick mountain ledge. There you go. There is your barbecue. See? It's a great program. It's a great tool. This is what you sell to the homeowner. Be like, hey, this is what it's going to look like. You down with it or what? Let's roll, dog. Sign the pen. Lean on the pen, Mr. Buyer. Mr. Johnny Boy, lean on the pen. Give me that money. I'll make it look good, man. There you go. And you're done with this. So then what you do is you save it. You send it to you. And that's it. Now we got the layout of the building blocks. Okay, now we got to go and find out what kind of grill do we want to use. Now both times that I've actually built these grills, I've used AOG. There's AOG and there's another company called Fire Magic. Okay, Fire Magic is good too, but it's like double the price. Obviously it's better. Duh. Anything double the price is better. However, some people don't want to drop $7,000 on a grill. They want to drop around $3,000 on a grill, which is completely understood by me. First thing we go do is we go to AOG and we click on grills, built-in grills right here. Okay, we go there. Now, this is where you're going to tell the customer, okay? These grills are right here, the NBL. This is the sizes, 24, 30, and 36. Last kitchen we did this one. The customer regrets it, man, hard. He's like, that was the dumbest thing I ever did. Always go with the big one. Always go with the big one. It's a few $100s more, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. This thing's like $1,800. This thing's like $2,500. Not a big deal. So always pitch the 36 ones, because you're not going to regret having extra space on the grill, but you're going to be pissed when you dropped 15, 20 grand on an outdoor kitchen and you can't even grill everything at once. So the difference between this and L series is it has an electronic push button, which is right here. These little buttons, this is ignition and this one is for the light. That's it. But it does require a 120 volt AC power. So it requires a plug. If you don't have any electric to the grill, then you're gonna have to go with this one. This is self-sufficient, doesn't have it. Also, the one that we did is propane. This comes in propane or gas, so when you order it, just specify you want a propane one or a gas one. Easy. But in this case, we did go with this one. All right, right there. And then what we're gonna do after is pick out the doors. So I got this door right here. It was a 2030 SSD. And then we got a 16 by 15 double door system. All right, done, easy. After that, the sink we got from Fire Magic, but your dealer, the one that you go to, is gonna have all of the options. He's gonna say, hey, this is what we got. Wherever your El Dorado dealer is, they will have AOG, Fire Magic, all that stuff. So you just need to figure out where that dealer is and go to them. If you gotta drive a little far, not a big deal. Usually stuff takes about 2 weeks to come in, so you gotta prepare for the grill. And you gotta make sure everything is accurate. That's why that builder tool is really helpful, because now you actually see what's going on. You just print this thing out and you roll, man, you know? Like, let's roll. Alright, so back to AOG. So we got one of these doors, we got one of these, and we got one of these. Everything else we didn't get. We did get a grill cover, but that's a $100 thing. So we got all the parts, we got everything. Now I went to the dealer and I got an estimate. So how did I put together the price list? You're gonna have to do this beforehand. Okay? Number one, we have this whole thing laid out. This is already the estimate just on materials. This has no labor included. This is the corner cabinet, which is this one right here, not including the cantilever. Cantilever is separate. This is the 48-inch cabinet. This is for the grill. 36-inch cabinet. And a 30-inch cabinet. Fastener set. These are all the hardware, all the bolts. We got 6 of those. End cap. Those are for the end pieces, because if you notice, when we took this stone off, watch. See? Right here? This is where the end caps go. On this side. We got a cabinet vents. You need those. 2 for the grill. 1 for the refrigerator. This is the firebowl. They paid for this. I just had to buy it because it came from El Dorado. And they couldn't have access to buying it. After that, we got our 36-inch propane grill, which is $2,500. The refrigerator, which is $630. The double doors, which is $424. Stainless sink and faucet, around $200. Another door, we got rid of this and just got one big one. Propane side burner. And delivery charge, we got the double drawer unit, the grill, and a pallet charge for the appliances. Not a big deal. That's basically it. So the total is 12 grand. All right. Now, I know for sure that this is not going to be it. So this actually did not include the cantilevers. The cantilevers were another $1,800. Okay, so now we're at $14,000 for the parts, not including all of the little hoses and all the other little dump stuff. So you got to add in another $1,000. Now it's time to type out the barbecue, and I'm going to share with you how much I'm going to charge for this. Now, I'm going to share with you what I charged, and then I'm also going to tell you what I should have charged, because what I charged was not enough. So I changed this thing around a little bit. And by the way, this is your copy. This is going to be golden. And I'm going to start using this more often. We take this and we bring it in to Johnny Boy and we just paste it. This is the exact same one that you should use when you're doing yours. So what you're going to do is you're going to put in all the serial numbers. That's basically it. So for the propane single side burner, just put in all the numbers. 3283P. Single burner. Okay, the fridge. REF 20. Boom. The sink. 3587. And 3588. Boom. Drawer. 1615 DSSD. Doors. I got this one. 1724 SSDR. 1724 SSDR. Hardware and vents. We're going to put 1200. Type of stone. This one was called smokestack. SUI. So this one was 2000 for sure. Now it's time to list everything and figure out what the cost is. Okay? The material cost for the grill. Oh, and hold on a second. Forgot to do this. Boy. Can't backsplash. And bolts. $1,800. Okay, the material cost is what? We had 12,000, which we're gonna round it up to 13,000, plus the $2,000 for all of the backsplashes. We're at 15 grand. Labor. Now the labor part, I started off with 5,800, and then I told him because he had more add-ons that the labor was going to be 6,800. Now 6,800 right there. See, this one equals out to $21,800. So we just put it in there. But what I'm telling you is what I should have charged for all this 6 should have been an 8 for sure. Should have been 9 grand in labor. 9 to 10 grand. If you can get away with 10 grand, do it. Do it. Especially for something like this. This is a specialty luxury item. You don't want to screw around. You want to charge. But this is one thing that I did, is I charged them $6,800 for the labor because I didn't know any better. But that's okay. This is why you brought this program, so you can know better. Dog. We need to do the progress payments, the terms and conditions, and start date, finish date. So you go to your template and you copy. You go to your page, you paste everything. Just like this, okay? Now, add everything up. I already did that. And this job is going to be $72,231. This is how I'm going to break everything down. We're going to have $72,231, okay? Over here, 10% or $1,000 with signed contract. So when you go meet him and you sign the deal, you get $1,000 to be put in the books. When you start, this is what I'm going to do. 24 grand when the work started on site. When the pavers are started, I'm going to put demo complete and pavers are started. 10 grand. Pavers 80% complete and fence posts, keep it real simple. another 10. So what? Right now we're at 45. Okay. Copy this. Drop it in here. Showing you how I'm doing it. Fence, 80% complete. Plants installed. Another 10. Right, so we're at 25, 35, 45, 55, 70,000. And then you put in $2,231. And here you go. Or remaining balance. Just like that. Boom. Done. Start date, whenever. End date, I'm going to say 3 weeks from start. So we don't know when the start date is. We'll just put October 10. That was pretty simple. We have everything laid out. This is a critical component. There's one sentence that saves me every single time. Right here. First line. If more materials are needed, square foot or cost per item will be remeasured and multiplied by the amount charged. Right there. That always saves me. And I'm going to show you the proposal after we were done finished. So when the proposal went out, it was 72 grand. Okay. When we're finished, actually finished, you're going to be surprised at how much it increased. Some items increased, some items decreased. But that's basically it. And then I list here, Applewood stands behind their work. If any problems come up, contact us. Both parties are entitled to a filled out copy by signing. Homeowner agrees to everything stated in contract. There's a change order or revision will be sent through email. If not stated, not included. We're not responsible for weeds. Weed block is not a guarantee. People think it is. I don't know why. Professional companies should be hired to maintain and fertilize. Applewood Landscaping does not warranty concrete. This is a real important one right here. And then notice the owner and lien forms can be found here. Yours will obviously be different, but that don't matter. This is our contract that we came up with, and this is the actual contract from the homeowner. I'm going to go over everything with you and all the differences and what happened here, what happened there. Now, in the prep, we had 2,500 estimated, right? In this preparation, we had 2,300 actually. So what happened was there was a stump that we couldn't remove, so he had to hire somebody. So I took $200 off this bill. Okay, look at this. Check this out for the pavers. In the design, you and I quoted 1,240 times 1860 because the pavers have a bigger gap in it, so we can need to use a lot more sand. Look what it actually was. 1,439. See what I'm saying? This is why this sentence right here is very important. Get me? Look at the difference in pavers. $4,000, dude. $4,000 in pavers. Alright? The concrete. This is the one that we did. This is the real one. Remember. The concrete. We have 5,800. So I just added it on another $100 for the color and the DG. Not a big deal. The fence. Okay? The fence, we ended up quoting him $50 a foot. What actually happened is we quoted him $45 a foot on the site because some of the stuff didn't need to get redone, right? Some of the poles were fine. So we took it down to $45 a foot. Not a big deal. But look, 165 linear feet right here. This one is only 154. That's what we did, right? And all that stuff is included. So it took us down $3,000. Okay, no big deal. Check this out. The seating wall. We did 5,800. This one, 65 feet, 8,000. 7 feet more, but he had us do a lot more corners on this one, so it was a lot more labor and cutting. And the bull nose on here is $450. We charged him $1,000. So on this one, he had us use even more expensive bull nose. So I had to charge him another $450 on top of that, because the $1,000 is already in here. You feeling me? The plants. This is the actual proposal. This is the one that you and I did. The plants, we ended up using less plants. Okay, and we had one more flat. We had 25 5-gallons versus in the actual job we had 17 5-gallons. And then we had less 1-gallon plants. Not a big deal. Drip irrigation, we had one less valve. We didn't need 3 valves. We only used 2. The mulch, we used less mulch. So remember, you got to be ethical. Whatever you used, you got to put down. The sod we used is $20 more. Still the same thing. Boom, boom. The fence, still decorative fence, still say the same exact amount for the decorative fence. The lighting, $10,000. Pretty simple. Now the barbecue, this one, the actual one was $600 less than this one. Okay. See, now the whole total ended up being $101,825. We quoted $72,231. Right? Well, you'd be like, okay, well, what is so much more? Right here. Right here. Okay. This is all the extras. Now, I had to get an electrician, so I paid him my own money cash. So that was $1,800. So he would reimburse me with cash. The wood for the fence, it was another $120. He had me get move all the front yard valves and fix all the sprinkler heads in his front yard. So that was $1,100. Propane tanks for the grill, spares, all that, $500. An end cap, a sewer cap. We had to close a section of the wall, $500. We had to do a really specialty fence gate because he didn't like the one we did. So we built a whole nother one. That was $700. The locks, these are the locks that you just put a key code in and it opens the door. This is for his gates. They're very nice locks. They're about $125 each with tax around $300. The labor to install them, $350. This timer is for the sprinklers. Put a brand new one in. We got a little rock to cover the propane tank so no one sees it. He had some trash from doing the inside of his house, like toilets and whatnot, sinks. He had me get rid of. And then we made a little garbage fence surrounding his garbage cans. And we stained everything. $1,000. See what I mean? So this is why it's good to have everything written down. And when you have extras like this, you just make a top section extras. And literally, as soon as you buy something, let's say I went to buy the end cap or the sewer cap or the locks and the labor, right away, I just go to my Google Drive, plug it in. Stop with this paper garbage, dude. You leave this paper trail, you're going to get screwed. No matter what, all my information is saved here. And this is how I was able to maintain and keep track of everything without losing money. Because remember, the point of having a business is to make some money. So get on Google Drive if you're not on it. Get on Google Drive. Everything is very well organized. And when I presented him with this, he understood the cost for everything. Okay. The total was $101,825. All right. And we took off $1,825 because in the beginning I told him that we've done the granite countertops and we could install them. That was a mistake. I have no idea how to do that. And we had to hire the guys to come out, and they did it themselves. the granite people. So we came to an agreement that I would just take off $1,825 and we'd just make it $100,000 even, and that will close us out. You feel me? So right here it said 18,200 plus 1,800 cash. You see? Boom. And that's it. Pretty simple. What do you think? What do you think? So, hope that helps. I'm going to give you both of these so you can compare whatever you want to do with it. Maybe you just use it. The more information I give you, the better it is for everybody. So the customer actually asked me, he's like, hey, have you ever done granite countertops before? And I lied to him and I said yes, because I wanted to commit and figure the rest out later. That's my rule. Commit first, figure the rest out later. So I told him we've done it before, and he said, all right, let's roll. And he's like, have you ever installed it? And I said, yeah, all the time. Pretty easy. So obviously I didn't know how to install it. None of us did. And what ended up happening was I ended up telling him the truth. I'm like, I don't know how to do it. He's like, all right, fine. Let's move on. Not a big deal. But you have to pay the third of the fabrication and installation fee. I said, all right, I'm with it. I'm down. So these guys, they got hired and they came out. Man, dude, it was a lot of work to cut this. So he had to come and make basically like a template out of little pieces of wood and staples and glue. And after that, he went back to the shop and he cut the actual granite. And with the granite, it's very tricky because once you make a mistake, that's it. That piece of granite costs $5,000. Just the stone alone. No labor, nothing. And then another $5,000 to fabricate and cut it and install it. So that the countertop is $10,000 by itself, which is not. See that little piece right there? That is what he did to figure out what the dimensions are. And I'm really glad that they did this because we would have been screwed. So when you do your barbecue, be upfront with the customer. Say, listen, we do everything, but you have to pay for the fabricator and the installers to come out and do it. You can manage the whole thing, right? That's your job. You can do that. I manage these guys. But when it come down to paying them, they did everything and these guys installed it, which super nice. Coming down to the end, dog. Coming down to the end. It's been fun making this thing. Spent a long time, put a lot of time, energy, and effort into making this. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Actually, I know you did. I dropped some bombs on this one. I gave a lot of knowledge, a lot of advice. And the good thing is you get my template, alright? So use the template. It's for you. You're supposed to use it. Incorporate it into your business, alright? And you should do that because it works, okay? I'm telling you everything that works. If I don't know how to do something, I'll tell you straight up. Like I could have told you those are my people doing granite. I had no idea what the hell they were doing, man. They were just like cutting stuff, and I really think it's a specialty and you shouldn't even mess with it, because if you drop a piece of granite, like, dude, that's bad news. Bad news for you. And those pieces of granite, it's not like you can go to Home Depot and buy another pair. Like, it's a natural stone. There's no other stone like that. So I would advise you to stay away from installing and fabricating that, because leave it to the professionals, alright? On the contract, the first thing, I'm talking like if you look over the original contract of the final, not the one you and I did, of the final, okay? The original contract, I'm just going to go through and just overview everything, skim over everything, make sure you understand, alright? For the extras section, always have that in your proposals afterwards, because 99% of the time there's always something extra that the customer wants, okay? And man, do me a favor, man, just get on Google Drive. Stop trying to chase papers around
with little pens and you lose a paper, there goes like your whole company. Don't do that, man. Get on Google Drive. It works. Just do everything I'm doing, because everything I'm doing is working. Just model what I'm doing. That's why I'm making these things, because I want you to be making some money. You know what's more fun than one successful person? 20 successful people, and they're all your friends. You know what I mean? Like, you want to go on a vacation, man? Go with some real hitters, some big ballers, you know? So get on Google Drive, open an account, get a Gmail account, okay? Get rid of Yahoo, get rid of SBC, get rid of Comcast, dump all that, man. Go to Google. Go to Google Drive, put all your contracts there, okay? You organize better. You understand where everything is. The extras section. Always have all the extras on there, like for the electrician, and keep everything in track. Then you won't be screwed on anything. Like, as soon as I go buy something, like let's say I had to go buy in propane tanks, right? I did that as a favor to provide a good service. I bought 5 propane tanks and charged them $500. I made $100 running around buying them, okay? Wasn't that bad, but you gotta charge for your time. It's not free, right? Like, a lot of people can't go pick up 5 propane tanks. Number one, they don't have a truck. And number two, they just don't want to do that. Some people would rather just pay. And I'm okay with that, right? I'll do that. Like the fence gate, the sewer cap, the locks for the labor, the lock costs, the special little locks where you put the code in, that is on the fence gate. Everything is written down. Everything is very clear. That's what I really want you to understand. When you're doing these proposals, you have to make everything very easily understood by the customer. Create certainty at a high level and drop all the other stuff. Because with everyone else, they go to get a proposal and a quote with, they're uncertain. They don't know what's going on. What am I doing? Is this going to be the right thing? With you, you have to be very transparent, and they have to understand, hey, this dude actually knows what he's talking about. I can trust him with my money. He's going to get the job done. He's ethical. He has integrity. And you just look at him and say, man, let's do some business together, dog. Let's do some business. All right? For the prep is easy. Removal of the lawn. We wired a gas line to his fireplace. Not a big deal. Okay? For the pavers, list the name of the paver on top, and then list the dollar amount. Okay? Didn't that save us? Didn't that save us? That square footage? 1,439 square feet? $4,000 more. That saved us, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Good thing you're going to start writing that in your contracts from now on, just so you protect your butt in the future. Okay? Concrete, threw on another $100, not a big deal. The redwood fence, so the original ones that you and I quoted was for 13 grand, and I was wondering, I'm like, why is this one for 10 grand? It don't make sense. The neighbor paid for his half separately. That's why it's 10 grand. Now I'm like, now it's starting to make sense. So the neighbor paid me, and then the homeowner paid me his portion of it. So that's all good. The seating wall, that one was pretty simple. Okay, we had to throw in some extra bullnose. It was a more expensive material, pretty simple. We edited the linear feet of the actual work. Cool. The plants, easy money, easy money. At least 50% profit. Drip irrigation, we didn't use 3 valves, we only used 2. No problem. The mulch, self-explanatory. We put weed block. Okay. Love it or hate it. The sod, square footage went up a little bit, and I ended up charging them $4 a square foot instead of $5. It's all good. And for the square footage, you got to overestimate, because I ordered a pallet, and a pallet in California is 600 square feet, and he actually had around 500 square feet, but since it was a circle, right, the grass area is a circle, a lot of it's waste. So who's going to pay for that? I'm not paying for that. He paid for that. The fence, the little decorative fence, whatever. The lighting, made some good money on the lighting. So we originally started with $2,800 lighting, and we 4x'd it. All right. We're at 10 grand. We had 112 lights. The cool thing about lights is you put a section in there where it gives you the light name, like the Home Depot link. You put it in there. Customer clicks on it, he accepts it, it's in the contract, so when you actually go to install the lights, there's no confusion saying, oh, I hate these lights, blah, 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 blah. Too bad, it's in the contract, we already bought them. You agreed to it, let's install them, they look great. Alright? That's done. The transformer was a specialty transformer. It was a 600 watt transformer. It was a big one. Big one. And we had 112 lights. This is a buttload of lights, man. And profit on the lighting, 5 grand. Pretty good. I made a good chunk of profit on the lighting. The barbecue, this was literally the best learning experience I've ever had for a barbecue. The next barbecue, I'm gonna be a pro at. I'm gonna bang this thing out. Like, I know exactly how much to charge, what to price out. The labor for this bad boy should have been 10 grand. I'm telling you. That would have made at least $3,000. And you're like, oh, 30%, that's kind of high. Yeah, man, but it's a specialty item. This is not putting in grass and sprinklers, okay? But you can. However, with the barbecue, it's a specialty item. So don't even trip. If you make 40%, 50%, dude, more power. You know what I'm saying? More power to you. The total for this job was $101,825. Now, for the installation of the countertop, the granite, I covered. That was the agreement. So $1,825 was chopped off the bill, and it was left at $100,000. And the dude paid me at the end $18,200. Got $1,800 cash, and that's it. So what'd you think? Did you like it? Was this worth the $200 that you spent? I know it was, man. I really do. I know it was. I dropped some bombs on this. I over-delivered 100%, and we did real good. I learned a lot from this barbecue, and I passed on all my mistakes I did. I passed on everything I learned. For stuff like this, you learn a lot, right? But I'm telling you, I learned a lot too, because it took me a long time to do this. So I'm like overviewing everything. I'm like going over it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is where I made the mistake. This is what I did good. This is what I did bad. But at the end of the day, we learned a lot. A lot. And I want you to really give me some feedback on these, man, because I'm going to continue making these. A lot of people like them. I just need to get some feedback, because a lot of you guys bought the other one, the secrets to starting your own business, right? And a lot of people liked it. They loved it, actually. They said it was one of the best things they've ever bought from like YouTube landscaping channel, because most of them are garbage and they don't give you enough information. So I try to just bang out as much info as I can, and I really want you to give me feedback. Like, add me on Facebook, man. Add me on Snapchat. Say, dude, what you told me about the barbecue, that was killer. That was priceless, right? Or you say, hey, you suck, but give me reasons why I suck. Don't just say I suck because you hate on me. You know what I mean? But you buying this, you're not a hater. You're a supporter, and you want to learn, and you want to improve, and you want to blow up your business, man. So I really appreciate you investing in yourself, investing in your company, and I want you to be successful, man. What's better than hanging out with one rich guy, hanging out with 10 rich guys? Then you really start to boom, expand and blow up. And it's just really cool to be around successful people. Like, I used to be around people that were not successful. Dude, it just brings you down, man. It brings you down. And sometimes that's what you got to get rid of. You got to stop hanging out with losers and people that don't really offer value to your life. So you just got to cut that shit out. Ditch them, man. Don't even think about it. Just rip that Band-Aid off, throw it away. Anyway, add me on Snapchat, add me on Facebook, add me on Instagram, add me everywhere. Give me some feedback. Holla at your boy, 992000. I hope you loved it. I know I did. Peace, dog.